Hey guys, I'm Jackie Brubaker, host and author of That Girl the Podcast, where each week we talk about the coming of age at any age. That Girl the Podcast is based on That Girl the Novel, which is on Amazon to download, listen to, or buy the paperback of. You can also follow us on Instagram at That Girl the Podcast and our Patreon page.
Okay, ladies, hi!
Hello!
Yay, we're here!
Yay for round 2.
Chapter
Round
2. Yep, chapter 9. Wait.
Chapter 9, round 2.
Right?
Yeah.
Chapter 9, round 2. We're drinking. It's fine. I have Alison and Alyssa with me. I will have their handles at the end. You should go at them, follow them. They're very interesting people. They have lots of cool things. Alison is an amazing gardener. Like, seriously, like, knows her shit. And then Alyssa is an actress and a new mommy. And Alison's actually fostering too. So she's technically a new mommy as well. So, yeah. And I'm just a kitten mom still. Anyway, we are going to talk about chapter 9, something new, something old, something old, something new, something borrowed, someone blue.
That was so clever. I love the end of this chapter.
Thank you. All right, let's hop to it. Were you a hot mess on your wedding day?
I was at total peace. Like, my wedding day is honestly one of my most peaceful days of my life. Like, I love that day so much. I felt like, I don't know, I was just calm and listened to Frank Sinatra the whole day, getting ready. And it just felt like it was like there was nothing to be nervous about. I just felt like it was the best decision I ever made. And I couldn't wait to get married to Mike. I just was I was excited. I wasn't nervous. I was just really excited.
Right. Alison, how were you?
You looked really relaxed. You looked beautiful. You really did.
You.
You did. You were like floating, like someone gave you a Xanax and you were just like, I'm great. You really were. I was like, God.
Well, we did make really good cocktails at the venue. So, I mean, that did help.
Yeah, they did. Your wedding was really beautiful. Good. It was super fun. Yeah.
And the view was beautiful. Oh, it was fine. Like, I was super relaxed like that morning. Like, I remember I was like going in and the lady was like, so we're doing your hairstyle to get ready for your wedding in a little bit. I was like, no, I'm getting married today. And she's like, really? Because I was just like, just here and I'm going to get makeup. My friends do my makeup later. And she's like, okay. And she had never seen me before. Like, so I'm not really a stressor. But I will say though, like there were like, I would be so chill. And then all of a sudden, like somebody would do something. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, what just happened? And it was like, I remember we had the ring bearer. He decided that he was going to run down the aisle and then essentially throw the pillow where all the candles were.
Oh my God. Did he really do that?
Yeah. Like that, from what I was told, what people told me, that, like, because they're like, because I all of a sudden heard this, and I was like, what? They're like, you almost knocked on the candles, but it's okay. And I was like, and so it was like little things like that. But for the most part, like it was just those little things where you're, like things were heightened where you're like, oh my gosh, like that almost happened. But we're cool. Okay, I'm going to go back to chill mode. We're not going to freak out. This is good. This is a calm day. But
your wedding almost went viral.
Well, I can testify, like Alison really was the chillest bride I've ever met. Like it made me look like I was crazy. Like she was so chill. She was like the next level of chill. She was like, oh, it's
wow.
Okay.
Well, it was really bad. Like 15 minutes before I was going to walk down the aisle, I was like, shoot, I forgot to write my vows. I was like, oh,
what?
Does somebody have a pen or paper handy?
Oh no.
And actually, I'm going to say, I thought they were pretty darn good. Like, I was like, yeah, I did that. Thank you.
Wow.
I got it.
Yeah, I was like, it's fine. And then I was like, I can write stuff. We're good. I was like, okay, great. Like, we're fine. But I mean, I feel like it was pretty chill, but it was,
yeah.
I definitely have seen it where the people have been more crazy. And I can see how if things start cascading, like the candles had fallen over and burned the building down. Yeah, I think I would not have been killed anymore. So my family made it very chill for me, and so did my friends. So I think that helped that I had a lot of people that were keeping it chill.
That's cool. That's cool. Have you ever been to a wedding or met a bride who was not chill and who was a hot mess?
Oh yeah.
Do tell. Do tell.
Oh my gosh.
Tell the horrible story. Tell the story.
It was a very long time ago. I have to say, I have a proud record of catching 10 bouquets prior to getting married. 10. I've got a really good vertical jump and very long arms, good extension. And I just really kind of block off the area, you know,
oh my God.
into it. But yes, there was a wedding that I went to, and it was just, I mean, looking back, it was probably really sad and awful for them, knowing like their cake got ruined, like their cake got dropped or something like that. And you're like, oh my gosh, like, and they're like scrambling to get some kind of like replacement cake, and it was just like things just kept going wrong. I mean, that's really the only wedding I've been to where. Well, I will say I went to another wedding where it got extremely out of hand because of alcohol, like Jersey Shore level of alcohol.
Oh my gosh.
And like, you're like,
wow.
Oh my gosh, like tables were they breaking because people were dancing on them. And it was, I won't go into all of it, but like elevators were ruined and like a hot mess. This is like 15 years ago. So, I mean, I don't know if you could really get away with that now, but with all and everything that you have to put down, but I have been to one serious hot mess wedding. Yes.
Wow. Well, I have dealt with a lot of brides in my time. When I was a makeup artist, and I actually owned an agency where all I did was hire hair and makeup artists out to weddings. And so I worked in quite a few brides. And one thing I know for sure, like Oprah would say, is that when you are dealing with the bridal party the day of, you want to make sure that the mother of the bride gets her hair and makeup done first, because it calms her down and it helps the actual bride to it just kind of aligns everything so that like the mother of the bride is like, okay, like I'm ready to take care of anything else that needs to be taken care of. And it gives the bride a chance to like relax a little bit. And so it's like a key thing. So when I like walked in and saw like your mom is like already ready to go, I was like, smart makeup artist. They knew what to do. But yeah, I've seen some real crazy brides where they're just messy and like, you know, like in the wedding scene when like she's getting ready, like all of her stuff is everywhere. She's looking for her Spanx and they're like trying to find stuff. And it's just, you're just kind of a hot mess and you're like really clear headed and you're also not. And like, it's just all chaotic and like wonderful and like exciting at the same time. I actually went to a wedding a long time ago and I was the hot mess at the wedding. I was the hot mess, not at the wedding so much as after the wedding. And me and my best friend and a very hot British dancer, musical theater man, and I all had a really good time that night. And we ended up flooding the bathroom suite.
What?
And yeah, we flooded the bathroom. It was like the size of a room. We flooded it
like
because we were
purpose?
seeing. No, I mean, no, never on purpose. Like, there's never like, let's flood it. You know, we weren't those people, but we like, there was a huge jacuzzi tub. We like filled that up. There was like water everywhere, towels everywhere. And then we proceeded to streak down to the pool. And it was on the most beautiful, we were in the South, we were in South Carolina. We were on this beautiful old mansion estate. I don't even think it was a plantation, to be quite honest. I think it was just a mansion. And we were in a smaller house, which somebody could have absolutely lived in. It was a full house, but that was the bridal suite. And we stayed over the night of the wedding and just like trashed the whole thing. And then at like 6 a.m., or maybe it was 7, but it felt like 4 a.m., someone's knocking on the door. And I'm just like, who is that? And we all like wake up, and this wasn't like a threesome thing, by the way. That sounds awful the way I'm setting this up. It was like, all of us were just like nearby. And I was like, what's going on? I like look out the blind, and I see the bride and her husband and her family, and they've come to, I don't know what, but we're supposed to go to brunch apparently. And they walk in and they see everything.
Oh my gosh.
Like, oh no.
Oh my gosh. Like, we thought we'd be able to clean up before anyone showed up. So they're like, no, you have to go to brunch. Like, get your clothes on. You have to go to brunch. And I was like, okay. I mean, I'm disgusting. Disgusting. We go to brunch. His family, I guess his groomsmen or whoever, clean up the entire bridal suite. And we went back, packed, and left with our tail between our legs. Like, and I never spoke to her again.
No.
She never spoke to me. Yeah, she never spoke to me again. It was mortified. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was going to clean it up. I'm sorry.
How old are you?
Like 25.
That sounds all right.
Yeah, at least I was like 25 and an idiot. But I was like, that's so not like me. You know, I'm like, not that girl. But it was just bad timing. So I was that girl.
Amazing. You have the excuse your brain wasn't fully developed. It's fine. You know, if
You're
you were
right.
still developing.
It didn't fully develop till I was like 28, truthfully, maybe 30, somewhere around there. Anyway, oh God, it was crazy. Okay, moving forward, Ezra talks about being on stage at the Staples Center or wherever he's at, or he's not, but he's like at a huge stage playing to a bunch of people. And Jennifer says in this big speech to that girl, you have to be the star of your relationship. Do you think that's true? Or what do you feel about that statement? Do you feel like as a woman you have to be the star, or do you think that's not true, or that's antiquated? You know, yeah.
I think that it goes up and down, right? Like I think that there are times in each relationship and or marriage where maybe one person is doing, you know, working on something really great or really big in their career. And then the other person is like cheering them on. And then it just kind of switches sometimes. And you're the person that's, you know, shooting for the stars, and they're like, keep going. Like, I feel like that's been off and on with Mike. Like it kind of goes up and down. So I don't really think that, you know, one person is necessarily the star, but I think it kind of goes back and forth, and it gives a great opportunity to support each other in what you're doing. And it doesn't have to be 100% one way or the other, because sometimes it's your time and sometimes it's not. I mean, like, yeah. Right now I'm in the, you know, like the trenches, so to speak, of like sleep training, a 7-month-old baby, and you know, it's just like my day and my world is focused on her right now. And so it's, you know, like I'm cheering Mike on in his career right now, and achieving that next level and things like that. But then he's also cheering me on as a new mom. It's a really, really hard job. Like I have so much respect for moms now. I thought I did before, but this is taking it to a new level. So I think it goes back and forth.
That's why when I have a baby, I'm just going to move in with you.
Perfect. I can help you. I can tell you what to do.
Right. Yes. Community baby. Just community baby.
That would be great. Dallas is only 3 hours away.
Right.
I know. I know.
I'm completely fine with it. Yeah, I completely agree with Alyssa. Like one person cannot be the star the entire time. That's unhealthy. You know, it's just you kind of have you're your own individual. You have your own dreams. That person is their individual with their own dreams. And really for your relationship to be healthy, both of you guys need to be happy. And if one person's only getting to do what they want to do the entire time, the other person's not happy. And it's just a really unhealthy relationship. I feel like your family, like, I remember like our counselor always was like, you are Team Berger. Like you guys together are doing this. And, it's such a mentality instead of being like, Team Berger, yeah, we are. I was like, instead of like, Alison wants to do this and Thomas do this, like, what are you doing together to help your family to grow and for you to be healthy and to make sure that you're moving towards the direction you want to move towards? And I just really like that concept of just realizing like you're a team, and at some points that teammate might need more special time to where they can pursue what they need and to really excel. And if they excel, then Team Berger excels, So it was such a good, way to look at it and just not kind of realize like it's not them being more selfish or you being less selfish. It's you just kind of working as a team for what's best for your family. But I know that's hard in a dating relationship because you're not really a team yet. But
right. No, I completely agree with you guys too. And I think it just is like one person's up. It's just, it goes back and forth, and it's about a team effort. I think when I wrote that, I was talking more about how it's like the old adage, like make sure he loves you more than you love him. Because it's like, and maybe this is just in LA, like who knows? But LA men out here are very different.
I can attest to that.
Yes.
Beck and I were neighbors, so I'm in Dallas now, but I can say that's 100% true.
It's very different here. And I think because everyone wants to be a star in LA, that you get into a relationship with someone, or you even just start dating someone, and it's like, well, who's going to be the bigger star? And there's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of, in Jennifer's case, she always dated like maybe older, richer men and like just used her as like arm candy. And she's like, I don't want to be just somebody's arm candy. I want to shine. I want to be seen for who I am. So she's finally getting that with her new husband. But I think this is the first time she's actually felt importance. And when she says, I want to be the star, I think she's starting to figure that out. And I think throughout her relationship, and she does have trials with it throughout the book, she's starting to realize like, oh, this isn't just all about me. This is about us too. Mm-hmm. And like, we need to like work together. But I think that in LA, it's like, as a woman, it's so nice when you actually feel like someone is giving you the attention and showing up and just treating you well as they should, that it seems like such a rarity out here.
She's finally being valued for who she is and being seen for who she is. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And especially if you're always just seen for your beauty, like she's finally being seen for who she is instead of like, he likes her because she's her. Like, exactly. Right. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And also, yeah. And also her new husband isn't intimidated that, maybe she makes more than him, which is also a big issue out here. If you are more successful than your partner, that's not always easy to deal with out here, especially, either they love you and they're like, great, I'll stay home and do nothing, or they're really intimidated and they'll break up with you. So, yeah, it's pretty happy. Oh my gosh. Wait, what did you say? You both said it at the same time.
I was like, I'll stay home and do nothing. I'm not intimidated.
I know, sometimes I'm like, gosh, can't I just be independently wealthy? That'd be so great. I feel so busy right now. I'm like, can't someone just pay me for this? Sylvia is Jennifer's great aunt, and she starts talking to that girl in the audience at the wedding, and she's giving her all this advice. Do you think that some of her advice, the whole like, love is really just like a glance between like hello and goodbye, do you think that that's a premonition for her? Do you think that's setting anything up? Did you gain any advice or wisdom from that?
First of all, I love the name Sylvia. I feel like it's such an old name, and I really love it. And it's probably going to be trending in the next year or two because all the old names are coming back in style anyway. So, but I actually it made me think, I'm not kidding you. Like when she was talking about it, she's like, I've been married 3 times and I've, had different loves in my life, for different periods of my, journey through life and all of that. It made me think like, okay, so, some people, they think, I transition through life with different people, or you transition through life and all the storms that you weather with the same person, and then you're that much stronger at the end. Like, I can't imagine, like Mike and I, we've been through a really hard year. I had neck surgery 3 months ago, and Mike had back surgery not even 2 weeks ago. Yeah, like a week, a week ago.
A week.
So I think about that and I'm like, man, these are like, that's tough. It's a lot for having a really small baby as well, like a newborn. And so I just think about like what we're building throughout all this. Like I know him and he knows me through and through. And I can't imagine trying to explain that or establish that with somebody else over again. Like that just sounds like a lot of work. Like I can't imagine doing it all over again. And I know a lot of people have, and they're happier the second time around. And so maybe I don't know, maybe her words are speaking to that girl, for what's coming. I think that there's definitely a premonition there of different loves for different seasons of life. And maybe it's not necessarily relating to marriage too. Maybe it's with dating, because I think about like like we all have different people that we've dated through different seasons of life. And you're like, oh my gosh, I learned so much from that relationship to propel me on to where I am today and to grow me and things like that. So I actually really love Sylvia. She's one of my favorite characters in the whole book. And I was like, if I have another daughter, could I name her Sylvia? Is that weird? I don't know.
Yes, you should name her Sylvia.
Sylvia? Is that weird?
Cool.
Okay.
It's coming back.
I love that.
I think it's got to be coming back. They're all coming back.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Right? Alison, I'm going to take a keto break, but Alison, go.
Do it, Alison.
It was one of those, like, I don't know if it was more just because I kind of was wondering if she saw that what Ryan was something a little bit more real. Maybe that's me just reading into it, but it was kind of like, maybe it was also just kind of a premonition of, hey, this thing you like, giving just insight to her that this thing you have with Ezra is just kind of like fleeting. It's not really real, but there's going to be something more real down the line. So
yeah.
So it could definitely
Good job,
be
Alison.
one of those.
Yes, that was pretty much it. Yeah. It's funny. So when I wrote the original version of That Girl, Sylvia was in it. She was that big of a character. I mean, she wasn't that big of a character.
She made the cut.
She did. She made the cut. And I just thought, oh my God, she's so interesting. And I feel like it came to me so quickly with her character. And in the original version, she actually passes away the day after the wedding. Oh. And she just was there to like give this, advice and this wisdom. And then she was gone. And that was supposed to be very metaphoric and the whole thing. But I didn't feel like I needed to do that this time. But yeah, I'm glad you guys liked her, because I in the movie version, I see her as someone very cool, like a very cool old actress that you would just be like, thank you for that cool advice. So, and that's actually the line, the quote that she gives is a quote that my grandmother has always said to me.
Oh,
the whole like, love is like from here, hello and goodbye. So it's like, I'll always have a little bit of my grandmother in there. I'll always have a little bit of my mom in Sylvia too. She's in there too. But
that's really sweet. You got your grandma, a quote from your grandma in there. Yeah. And thank you for not being Game of Thrones and killing off, our favorite character. So.
Little did I know this is our favorite character.
Game of Thrones. That's funny.
Okay, so at the wedding, she gets her first big break with her song Getting Cut, which is a huge deal. When did you have a moment in your life when you had your first big accomplishment? How did that change you?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Ooh. I feel like the first time I felt like an adult was after I graduated from OU and I landed a job with Chase, and had to go through all my investment training and things like that. I just felt really proud of myself. Like it was, I don't know. I studied really hard. I passed all the exams and all that. But yeah, that was like my big girl moment, right?
Do you feel like it changed you at all? Did you act differently? Did you
I
feel
think
differently?
it was kind of like the transition from college graduate to like real world, real life, applying things, being on my own. It gives you confidence. It definitely gives you confidence. You feel like I accomplished something good. So yeah, I feel like it's definitely a booster to your you feel like at least you have some grip on your life, right?
I have a job. Right.
I have a job, yay!
What about you, Alison?
I think, there's just been a lot of times when it's just like, oh my gosh, it happened. But yeah, I definitely will say, like, I always wanted to do ultrasounds. Like, ultrasound is just something that has always intrigued me. And I kept not getting into the schools. And then finally, like, I got into the school and I graduated and I did really good in school. And then, like, I got a job and they wanted me. They even, like, paid for, like, me to, like, transfer to, like, their city. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I wanted. It just gave me this boost of, like, confidence that, like, somebody, like, something that, like, had been denied to me for so long. Like, there was, like, for 2 years, like, I was denied to go to ultrasound school. And to just be denied, but then to, like, succeed in it and do well, and then just have someone that wanted you at their place to where they actually pursued me. It was just like, it was just that whole, like, okay, like, I am okay. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And it was just that really just big boost and encouragement of, like, I was going the right direction, you know?
Yeah.
So it was just really awesome. And then, there's just, things along the line where you just, like, kind of realize that you are more than you realize you are, because when you push yourself to the limit, and then it works out, because it does always work out. But when it works out, you're like, this is what I can do. Like, and it's so cool when you realize, like, your capabilities and that you're not cornered in. Like, yeah, people might deny you or people might turn you down here and here, but when it does work out and you see that someone does see who you are and your potential, it's just awesome. So it just gives you the boost that you need and just confirms what you already knew about yourself.
Oh, I like that.
That's
good.
That's such a great way of putting it. It is the boost
you already knew about yourself. That's a good line.
You can quote that.
Yeah, it is. It's so true. I think, we're always like, with school, we, like, fight so hard to get the good grades, and, like, we do so much to try to get to a certain place in our lives. And then, if you don't get the validation, or you don't get the job or the recognition, it feels like, did it even happen? Like, was all of this worth it? So yeah, definitely in that scene, she's finally getting validated as, not only are you a good songwriter, not only are you, working hard at this, but, like, you've been validated with a song that's being cut. Interestingly, so I haven't written in such a long time now, like years, because I didn't need to. And it's so funny how the universe works. But an artist that I wrote, I helped kind of rewrite some of his songs, just reached out to me last week and was like,
really?
Hey, yeah. He was like, wow. Hey, it's been forever, but I just, you wrote some really amazing songs for me. could you maybe look at some of these songs and like help me out? And I was like, wow, this is such a weird feeling to be like, yeah, okay. So I was listening to some of them last night, and then that's awful. But I was like, oh, that was really good. I like this one. And then I heard the chorus and I was like, wait, that's my song.
You're like, oh yeah, that's
I was like, of course I like it. I wrote it. I was like, that's so catchy. But it was so funny to like all these years, like I haven't heard that song. And the title of the song is something that I was always like, that's a good title. And it was called Don't Fail Me. Like, Don't Fail Me Now.
I like that.
So yeah, it was about like, you know, I'm going to give you my heart. Please don't fail me again. And and then I heard it. I was like, that was a good song. Anyway, so it was super cool to be validated again as a songwriter after not doing it for so many years. Since we are talking about validation and semi-songwriter, but just a little fun, quick note. But yeah,
that's amazing.
Cool.
And you remembered you. They're like, Jackie was awesome. Let's get Jackie.
Right?
Come on.
I know. I was like, okay, all right, maybe I still got it.
Jackie, you are the definition of a Renaissance woman. I just have to put that out there. Like this woman literally does everything. Like she's had a career in hair and makeup. She's a producer. She also has a show she does, Reluctant Housewife. She wrote a book. She writes music. Like, is there anything you don't do at this point? You speak 6 languages that I'm not aware of, or, you know, asking for a friend.
She ballroom danced, so there was like
ballroom dances. Apparently, yes.
Not good enough. Apparently, not good enough. No, I've already decided that if I ever wrote like an actual memoir one day, if I was ever so lucky to have anyone want to read it, it would be called. Are you ready? I have the title. It would be called A Jackie of All Trades, a Master of Sound.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to eat a Cheeto to that. That is really good.
Oh my gosh.
That's really good.
That is perfect. That is so you. Yes. That's perfect.
It is perfect. And it's also funny, which makes me really happy. Because like, who could actually have a memoir written about themselves or write one of themselves and not be comedic about it? Because like, come on. Come on now.
Right.
Anyway.
Let's be real.
Well,
okay.
Right. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for coming on and talking about chapter 9.
Yes.
And also just hanging out, because I feel like we just had our
I know.
hang, you know.
Chat.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
If we ever drink, have our time together, we're good.